Welcome back to Girls Unscripted. My name is Carolyn.
And my name is Kate, and we are so happy to have you.
We are just thrilled. We are tickled pink.
I feel like we did do a really good job recording remote last week. Mm-hmm. Remote isn't our favorite because we feel like we're better when we're together.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson song.
Mm-hmm. That was my high school sweetheart song for us. Anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
But there is something about like having the mic in your hand. I feel like I know what it feels like to have a penis.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. You didn't think I was going to go there, did you?
I did not think that's where you were going to go.
Like I've got this big thing that has all this power.
Talking into a big old penis.
And now we can't unsee it.
And now we're not cutting it out. We can't at this point.
Okay, sorry, moving on. I just feel like I've got this power. We are recapping Vanderpump Rules Season 1, Episode 5.
Have you ever had someone do that to you?
Do what?
I don't know if this was just like a thing where I worked, but if you ever want to like lay the dick down, just go.
Oh, for those of you listening.
My dick is so big that it flops
I think I've
on
seen
the
that.
table.
For those of you listening, Carolyn just flopped her forearm down next to me. And it did make me stop dead in my tracks.
Yeah, sorry. It was distracting, right? Because the penis was so big.
No, that's a way to command a room.
Yeah, so the more you know.
I liked that. That was powerful.
Sorry, you haven't even gotten through the title, have you?
No, it's okay. I liked that.
Okay, great.
That's how like I said, that's how you command a room. So we're doing Vanderpump Rules Season 1, Episode 5, titled, I'm Not a Ghetto Bitch.
Their words, not ours.
I'm pretty sure when Vanderpump Rules was on Hulu, this is the official title of the show. I think that Hulu changed it to I'm Not a Bitch.
Well, as they should.
Yeah, as they should. So the word ghetto is thrown around quite a lot this episode. And improperly.
And by Miss Vanderpump herself.
It doesn't sound better with a British accent.
Well, it kind of sounds like a ghetto bitch.
Yeah, actually it did sound better with a British accent.
It sounded sexy.
But you know the drill. We're going to go through this episode and stop flopping your forearm dick next to me. It's jarring and I don't like it. I regret making the dick.
I'm trying.
You're trying to assert your power.
I'm in my average white male era.
No, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Sick.
We left off last episode with Vegas. They went to their Vegas for Stassi's birthday and it was a fucking mess. So we're starting off this episode at Lisa's house, Villa Rosa. Jax and Peter show up in white tank tops ready to serve the desperate housewives themselves.
Why are they in, talk about words that didn't age well, wife beaters. Why are they in white tank tops?
I think they went there to like serve a party and that was the uniform that Lisa required.
Right, but my question is why is the uniform a white tank top for her tea party?
Yeah.
It just seemed out of place for me. I would say if she were on the sheet, that would go on there for me.
Lisa should be on the sheet.
She should be. I know. But then I'd have to go back.
That's true. That's true. She hasn't really done anything
We're too far
that bad yet. Well, it's funny because that actually brings me to my next point where she's talking to Jax and Peter and she's mad at them because they didn't represent Sir well. Even though they're at the same house where she makes her barely legal staff do half naked photo shoots with Guillermo. While talking to Jax and Peter in skinny white tank tops for no reason. You're their boss.
Also, just the fact that she's just hung on the fact that they were at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, forget that like they were getting in fights and all that, but it happened at a, God forbid, restaurant.
She's acting like there is like this round table, or there's like this round table of like restaurant owners, and every week they go and they meet up of every restaurant in the entire country and they discuss what had happened at the restaurant. And like she's afraid to meet up with the Marrakesh restaurant owner because of what he's gonna say at the round table.
Sir and Marrakesh being in the same conference would really make me smile.
Yeah. Oh, it would
Marrakesh updates on your end.
Yeah. Well, Lisa's people came on through.
Sorry.
No, it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. What is also ridiculous is Lisa uses the word fisticuffs, and I just know Jax has no idea what that means.
I don't even know what that means.
Neither did I. So I Googled
what is it.
It means when you like get in a fight and it ends up in like fists, like fighting with fists.
I didn't even take Latin, and I would have guessed that.
I did reveal to Carolyn before we started recording that I took Latin in high school. I couldn't tell you anything about it. They were like, it'll help you on your SATs. And I said, say less. I just knew as like a 12-year-old, I was going to need all the help I can get on the SATs in 6 years from now.
And you said it helped you probably 1 or 2 questions.
It honestly did. I mean, like, it is the root of all languages. They are not lying when they say that.
Boom.
So, winnie winnie weechie. Anyways, flex. I have never felt smarter
than you do right now. And you know who feels smart right now? Lisa Vanderpump. Because this, I think, is probably where I'd start the clock on her long career of being a fucking pot stirrer. She is just sitting there trying to break Jax down as if she's like just trying to be nice to him in her house. But like, so she's not your girlfriend. She's Frank's girlfriend.
Right.
How does that feel?
She's
How's
almost
that feel?
like
How's that
negging
feel,
him.
though? Yeah, she's like, so that sucks. And you went to Vegas. You must have been out of your fucking mind. Did that suck? How much did that suck? Like, she didn't say it like that, but like, she kind of was.
She's poking him until he cries, and then he cries, and she feels bad.
And she literally goes, are you okay? No, you're not okay. Can you work? No, you can't work. Like, it's just, it is.
I do kind of love the non-empathy that comes from Lisa. She isn't very empathetic.
Looking back, like when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, she's so nice for caring about her employees. Now I'm like, leave that man alone.
Yeah, I do think she's also trying to put on the persona that like she's this hard ass boss, and
Yeah,
she's
that's
not
so
going to stand
true.
for anything.
She's not letting people fuck up at other restaurants. Not on her watch.
Not on her watch. So yeah, the whole beginning of this episode is just the buildup of like Jax and Stassi. They're broken up now. We go to this scene with Stassi's mom, and they're out to eat, and they're basically just talking about how her and Jax broke up, and Stassi's mom never liked him, and Stassi's mom is shocked that her and Frank shared a room together in Vegas.
Have to clutching her pearls.
Which, I mean, what's her name? Dana. Relax. Stassi's mom is gorgeous, I will say.
Is she really, really young? I mean, she looks young.
She looks young. I don't know. I don't really know
To
much
have
about her
a-
other than she's very pretty.
Stassi H. daughter.
Then we go to one of my favorite places to go with Scheana, the recording studio.
We're back in business, baby.
And we put the back in business and the back in backup singers. See what I did there? She's preparing for her show where she's opening for Tina. Tina, who is actually a singer and performer, asked Scheana to open with her one song. And Scheana has these two backup singers, which I am sorry to be mean. And we did just talk in our weekly Gap episode about how like we do kind of like say things about people this episode where we are just reporting the news, but it can like kind of come off as mean. I don't know how anybody didn't laugh.
Okay, can we, I love this when we reenact things.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so the line is, make me feel the need, that's what I want. We'll just do one line, okay? Make me feel the need, that's what I want. You can be Scheana or one of the background dancers, and I'll be one of the background dancers singing in that recording studio, okay? Make me feel the need, that's what I want.
Okay,
You
I'll
can
be
start.
Scheana and I'll sing
Okay.
like Scheana. Wait, how does it go?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'll just make it up. Make me feel the need. That's what I want. Yeah, that's exactly how it went. Fucking Badom. I was
so
like
bad.
almost waiting for the backup singers to be good, and I feel like the guys in the recording studio were too, because these guys in the recording studio, they know Sheena's bad.
Also, who are they? Yeah, why,
Literally, who
why
are
they here?
Who are they? They're acting like they like produce fucking. Who's a good singer? Christina Aguilera.
Actually, Britney Spears. They
Yeah.
joke about it all the time.
Right. They wish. They fucking wish. I feel like they know Scheana sucks.
Want to be like Scooter Braun's company or something.
I know. We should look it up before we start talking shit.
Anyways, yeah.
I just feel like they couldn't have imagined anybody could have been worse, and then Scheana does bring in worse singers.
Well, okay, and the way that they said, well, we all used to be cheerleaders, as if like, well, we're gonna do great because we used to be cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new world tour from Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
Like, well, I used to be a cheerleader, so.
And then there's this one part at the end of this where Scheana says, it's just so hard to sing it all the way through about her own song. Like, hello, you're about like you want to be a singer, but you can't sing one song all the way through. Have you ever done karaoke?
Also, I think Tina's just a smart businesswoman. I think she just wants Scheana there because of the show.
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
Oh yeah. Well, or I mean, I get it. Like
They are friends.
you
They
have
seem
a
friendly.
friend that's a singer. It's like she wants to do one song, let her do a song.
But if I were Tina, I'd be like, well, have the show come. There will be cameras
Right.
there. People will come to see it. It'll be a thing.
Exactly. Also, show aside as well, Scheana will invite everyone she's ever met in her entire life. And
Yep.
Tina says later, I need, to
bring
make money.
whoever you
Yeah.
want.
So
Yeah.
she's doing the right thing.
Yep.
We then go to Sir, and Jax is flirting with a couple Brazilian MILFs. What else is new? But Peter has the tea. I'm so proud of him.
Classic Peter having the
Peter
tea.
says that he heard that Jax hooked up with a girl at Sir. This is the Laura-Leigh reveal. Your fave.
Laura-Leigh, I'm not even going to try to imitate her, but I know I will just
naturally.
But oh my God, her voice.
And how quickly they're just so sexual flirting. Like when she was like referring to like Jax flirting with the ladies, and Jax was like, oh, well, they don't speak English. And then Laura-Leigh imitates them getting fucked from behind. And do you remember she literally is up against Mark. She's like, see Jax, see. And I'm like, ma'am, this is a public place.
I will say, if you could like create a character in a test tube to enter at this moment, it would be Laura-Leigh. Like, she has all the things.
It is a shame that we only got one season out of her. It is a fucking shame.
It's a shame she got cast on that big movie.
On the biggest role.
With Jennifer Aniston.
If you guys don't know, has the smallest role in this when We're the Millers. I mean, it is a speaking role in a movie with Jennifer Aniston. Like that is a big deal.
I forgot it was We're the Millers. That was a big movie.
Yeah, no, it actually was a big movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't really. Her fucking role in Gossip Girl was way bigger.
She was in Gossip Girl?
Yeah.
Laura-Leigh.
She plays it was before Vanderpump. She plays a love interest of Dan Humphrey.
Oh God.
And the girls bully her.
Oh, so rude.
This whole like Laura-Leigh thing did kind of make me have a realization that Jax can't be alone. And I think there's something mental about that. Like there's something going on up there. Like if you think about it, he's never not had a girlfriend or been attached to someone while on Vanderpump Rules. He has always had someone, whether it's Stassi, Laura-Leigh, Carmen, Tiffany, which is like a random one that he had for a little bit, Brittany. Like he's always with someone, always.
I think there are a couple factors to this. I think one, it's because he is apparently, I don't agree with this, really fucking hot in person. And I can see he's very charming. He can kind of get any girl he wants. And
then why would he want to be locked down then?
And that adds to the problem was he's not used to not having someone emotionally available to him. Like he has to have someone there to answer his text at all times because he just doesn't know how to be alone because he doesn't have to be. And he never has had to be. To be.
Or not
ought to be. That is truly the question.
Literally the question. I found it interesting. We also learned in this scene that Laura-Leigh actually called Stassi to let her know that her and Jax were dating, which I feel like is a bold move for Laura-Leigh because like I don't know if they're dating, but it was the nice thing to do to let Stassi know we're kind of seeing each other. Or
I think
maybe
it's
not.
crazy. I think it's crazy given the timeline that it was like 2 days after Marrakesh. I was going to say Morocco.
Fair.
The time, can you imagine having had Marrakesh just happened and then like 48 hours later getting a call from another server saying that they're in a relationship?
Yeah, she did go in a little hard. Also, if it's true, and I do believe this, it does seem like Stassi and her did talk a lot at work, and they were like work friends, so it is kind of a weird.
Okay, that makes me go back to your side because that is the mature thing to do because you're gonna face each other at work, and it's gonna feel like you're hiding something if you're not honest or upfront about what's happening.
I think it depends on how she said it. If Laura-Leigh, which I don't think this is how it went down, called Stassi and say, "Just want to let you know, Jax and I, we fucked."
Yeah.
Great. If she's saying we're dating now, we're in a relationship, which
she
is
said
probably
relationship,
what,
or that's what Stassi said.
Which is what she did. Then at least she let Stassi know. But yes, strange.
So strange. She's the best. She's young, naive, pretty, sex fiend, a little bit crazy, a little bit of a meth ex addict. Like she's just got it all going on.
I found it to be really interesting that she's only sober for 9 months, and I know that they tell you like not to really like date until you hit a year. And not only does she start dating, she starts dating Jax Taylor.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
It can't be
and
good.
As we learn later on, it doesn't end well for her.
I also I have to call it out. It's really obvious, but I just want to say it. The hypocrisy for Stassi to start breaking down when she heard that Jax was in a relationship with Laura-Leigh is kind of nutty.
No, it is.
Because she hooked up with Frank 48 hours after she broke up with Jax.
Well, and then hilariously, she goes to Frank to vent about Stassi and Laura-Leigh.
And I was like, oh my God, poor Frank.
Yeah.
Even though Frank sucks. So
Frank does not give a fuck. You can tell he's listening to her, and it's like going in one ear and out the other.
He's thinking regret.
Yeah.
He's thinking
the sex wasn't worth
retreat.
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth all this drama at all. Then we go to Tom and Kristen's apartment. Their dark weird little apartment where they're having a party and everyone's dressed in like beach attire, yet they never go to the beach, which I don't really understand. I do understand Kristen's point of having a party and finally being able to invite everyone. Like, it does suck when you have that one friend that makes everything awkward and everything about them, and like they can't come because Stassi's gonna be there. Like, it was the first time we saw Scheana in a room with everyone, you know? So I get it. I understand. I'm still team Stassi at this moment, but I understand her difficulty.
Scheana has put her foot in the crack in the door. We're starting to see it.
She's getting in there.
Open.
Laura-Leigh reads out the most vicious text I think has ever been written from Stassi.
They are so unhinged.
Like, I don't mean to be like too intense, but the things that she was saying, like, Stassi might as well have been like, go kill yourself, nobody likes you, get off of this earth. That was the vibe of the text.
Well, and Laura-Leigh handled it so well. Like, what she responds, saying like, I'm okay with that.
Yes, that was funny.
That was really fucking funny.
I do think she handled herself well.
Also, to do that to an addict,
yes, horrible.
That's fucked up.
I think she handled herself well, which made Stassi even more angry.
Yeah, and it just like, the blind rage that comes out with these women in text, I will never understand.
Yeah. They love a rage text.
They love a rage text.
Oh, then we have the SUR staff meeting, and I just thought to myself, if this is actually the full staff, which it can't be, it's not many people. Like, I feel like this is the camera ready staff, because Tina wasn't even there. It was random who they chose to have at this staff meeting.
Was she not there?
No, she wasn't. I'm being nitpicky.
I feel like there were a couple randos. No,
there were a couple randos, but it was just like really hot people.
Yeah, I mean, it was everyone on the show, and it was just a thing for Lisa to just get her hands back in that cauldron to stir it on up.
She has the biggest spoon.
I mean, she was literally like, and now we have to air everything out right here, right now, in this one tiny space. Go. That was what she was offering for this meeting to be.
Oh my gosh, have you ever seen that or heard that like sound on TikTok where it's like gentle music and it's like someone just goes, run, and then it goes like, I feel like that was Lisa. She just sat down and she goes, run. And then they all just like and like start fighting and pulling each other's hair. Katie, Stassi, and Kristen are fighting with each other. They're going at it. They're arguing with each other. This was my favorite part of the whole staff meeting. Scheana cannot contain her excitement. Watching the three of them fight, she literally, before sipping the tea was a thing, she is sipping the tea, smiling from ear to ear. She loves it. She's eating this shit up.
She is so happy. The spotlight's not on her. The heat is not on her.
Because she knows if Queen Stassi falls, Scheana doesn't want to. I truly believe Scheana doesn't want to be the queen of the group. I think she just wants to be in the group. Yeah. So, and I think if Stassi falls, she stands a chance of, one, hanging out with people, and two, getting camera time.
Yeah, both things are true.
This is when Stassi claims that she's not a ghetto bitch, and Lisa basically hits her with a, I beg to differ, you're acting like a ghetto bitch.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, she has a point.
Yeah, well, what did she say then in terms of?
Well, she was saying that in terms of, because Kristen was yapping her mouth and saying, you were so drunk, Stassi. And that's what she said.
Oh, and they were talking about the fight with Katie.
Yes.
And because Lisa says, you put your hands on Katie, and Stassi's like, I'm not a ghetto bitch. Kristen was really just yelling. Like, nothing she said was held any weight.
Again, nothing to do with her.
No, but made it.
But I mean, she's
again, like we said, Kristen is the best kind of trashy. Like, and I mean that in the utmost regards. Like I love it.
Yeah.
This part I thought was kind of weird. When Laura-Leigh is just sitting there stewing, and Jax is like, calm down. And she, like, that to me is what the Incredible Hulk looks like before he turns into the Incredible Hulk. Like, she just is having this panic attack, and she's like, I can't take it anymore. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. And like literally even Lisa's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking good, dude? Like, where did this come from?
She was shaking,
letting
the steam build up, and that she just could not. That pot couldn't.
I mean,
hold
talk talk about it really not having anything to do with you. Like if we're talking about Vegas, you weren't even in the realm. Like you weren't even in B-roll shots.
But
then.
Lisa again sees this fire, this eruption just over here, and she's like, "Well, this is the time to let it out right here, right now, go." Like same thing, just
run. Laura-Leigh, run. I will say Stassi was harassing and threatening Laura-Leigh. And like, if this wasn't a show where Stassi was the star, Stassi would have probably been fired for that. She was literally harassing a coworker. Like really hardcore.
And admitting to it just without apology.
I mean, you know what? And maybe she wouldn't be fired. I don't know. I just feel like in a normal world, she would be fired.
Not only without apology, but saying, "Of course I did that."
Right.
Like, of course this is the
she
natural
owns up to
progression
her shit.
of things.
Like but Laura-Leigh could have been like, "You threatened to kill my cat." Yeah, duh. Of course I did.
Yeah, exactly.
You had sex with my boyfriend.
There was nothing.
Like Laura Stassi has a really sick burn in this scene too, because Laura-Leigh is like making her statement, her epic statement. She goes, "I was in one of the worst relationships in my life for the past 3 years," and Stassi goes, "Weird. So was I."
Yeah.
I was like, let's fucking go. That was sick.
That was sick.
She is good. Stassi is good. This whole scene to me is reality TV gold because Laura-Leigh is going the fuck off. And I said this earlier, but I know for a fact she would have been brought back for season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the way that she went off on Stassi, the main character, it was psychotic, which means it's perfect.
Which it's like psychotic meeting psychotic equals gold.
It's almost actually like more so Laura-Leigh is psychotic, Stassi is demonic.
Nice.
And I don't know. They're so similar but so different. It really is sad.
If I were a nerd, I wish I knew of like 2 chemicals that when you add them together, like both are poisonous, but together, like, you know, turns into that big foam thing you see on TikTok.
It's still poisonous, but it's beautiful.
But it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it glitters.
But we love it.
Yeah. Great example for not having an example. I know what you're. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, it was just like it was a great scene. I loved it. Laura-Leigh is bad shit.
We're all going off on each other.
You could tell Laura-Leigh also feels like she's won. I think a little bit because she's with Jax now. Like that's the prize.
Well, she clearly thinks Jax is the prize because she's sitting there saying, "I've never felt so supported, so all the things." That's more of a Britney.
Yeah, why are you
know
giving
what
her
I mean.
Britney?
I know.
We miss Britney.
We do. And Stassi.
I've never felt more supported in a relationship in my entire life.
Yes, that's it. And Stassi also gives it to her good when she just goes, "Okay."
Oh, how about the one part? Yes, Stassi, first of all, doesn't even give a fuck. I just had a flashback to when they're in Tom and Kristen's apartment, and Stassi says something like in her text to Laura-Leigh, like, "I hope you like enjoy," or whatever. And then someone says like, "Well, are you enjoying?" And Laura-Leigh looks at Jax and she goes, "I'm enjoying every minute of it."
She is so great.
Oh, I'm sickened. Like, I get Stassi being like, this is comical. Stassi really does have her finger on the pulse of like, what is going on. She knows this shit about, like, her intuition is right about the shit with Jax. I feel like she knows that Jax is getting a bad edit on this TV show, or essentially like people will learn. I think that she knows people will learn about Jax. Like, she knows this won't end well.
I know she knows this won't end well. I don't know if she's thought ahead enough to think like this show is going to like expose him.
Well, maybe
I think
not.
They didn't even know this show is going to do anything.
Maybe not so much that, but like people will see him for who he truly is. Like when my friends may not see it, but when this airs on Bravo, maybe they will.
I hope so.
They do a really quick scene where it's just like all of Stassi's violent metaphors, and can
I read them out real quick?
Oh my god, I'm really glad you wrote them down because my only note was she's special. So go for it.
Drill a machine gun into her head. I want to take every fork and knife and graze over his body until he slowly bleeds to death. That's been an ASMR for those of you who don't know. It's cut my boyfriend's dick off time. I want to come at them with daggers and chop their faces and hide them in the walls. I would have ran across the float with daggers. Oh, well, this one's the epic one that was also an ASMR quote, where she talks about the daggers of the float and dragging them through West Hollywood behind a disgusting truck.
Yes.
I didn't write it all
remember
down,
that.
but it's a really good one.
What the fuck kind of TV is she watching?
Is it bad? It felt like I love that about her.
No, it's
we both love
amazing.
ghosts.
She's quite articulate in this stuff, and it's definitely rubbing off on her daughter, Hartford. She's like posted some clips where it's like Hartford will do the creepiest shit. And, like it just like runs in the family. I could see Stassi, like a past life of hers being in the Salem witch trial. Then we have an Ariana reveal at the dance studio when they're choreographing the dance. Did you not notice?
No.
Carolyn, open your eyes.
What did I miss?
Did you not notice Ariana in this episode at all?
No.
Well, I guess I'm
Well,
about
I guess
to blow
that's
your
because I was
mind.
taking notes. I don't look up as
It
much.
is. You know what? That's fair. It is really hard taking
Where
notes and
was
watching.
she?
So they go to the dance studio to
Yeah.
choreograph the dance.
Yeah.
And one of the backup singers from earlier got the axe. She's out. Ariana's replaced. She didn't sing, but she dances. So it's the girl that said, we were cheerleaders, blah, blah, blah. She stays and Ariana stays. And Ariana is there. She replaced that one girl and she is doing the backup dance. And she performs at the Roxy with Scheana.
Am I having a stroke? I missed this the entire time.
Yeah, it is. You
So
weren't
they-
looking for it. I knew that she was there.
They knew each other before the show?
They worked together at Villa Blanca.
Oh my God. How the fuck did I miss that?
You were just
It was that good of a performance. that
you
I was
were and you were
mesmerized.
captivated by Scheana.
Yeah, I couldn't look away.
But yeah, so they're at the studio and I'm like, "Oh, Ariana, what are you doing here?"
Oh, wow. You go here?
But yeah, it just proves that Ariana will truly do anything for Scheana.
Yeah.
Anything. You do got to give it up to Scheana though. I had this thought during this scene that she truly does not half-ass anything.
No, she gives it her all.
Was performing one song and practiced at the recording studio, went to a dance studio. Like she doesn't, like, by doing all of this, she's not realizing it, but she is manifesting being a pop star.
Yeah.
And she did kind of achieve it a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, she didn't do a bad job.
Then there's just, there's a couple little blip scenes in here. Stassi goes out to dinner with her other Sir friends that we see like 2 times. They go to Bugada, which, don't worry, I looked it up, permanently closed.
Okay.
But they listen to Scheana's song and you
They
can...
hate listen to Scheana's song.
See, I actually they hate Loveless. I think Stassi kind of fucks with it. Stassi,
Not there.
but how often is Stassi left speechless? She doesn't say a mean thing about the song.
What, are you kidding me?
She just listens to it.
She's literally speechless because she can't wait to go to the show to ridicule this girl who thinks she's a pop star that has this song.
Okay, fair. Fair.
That's how I took it, at least. Like, I gave her points for this because she was mean girling hard. I mean,
True, maybe sometimes your silence says it all.
I mean, she was just like, I have to go now.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have to go to this.
The hate was there.
She has to go so she can hate watch Scheana.
You're right.
Which is mean, ladies. You don't need to do that. Then they go to the Roxy.
Peter's wearing a fedora. I just wanted to say that.
Is he at the Bugada? No, at the Roxy.
At the Roxy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I just feel like Peter would wear a fedora, so I just wanted to say that.
Peter's wearing a fedora.
A black fedora
His
with a white
teeth look
ribbon.
Great. Yes.
Like he's a mobster.
Let's see. I have a note that Katie's confessional here looks great. I really liked her next look.
Their confessionals have been fun. Stassi looks absolutely gorgeous in every single one.
Yeah, and I forgot Katie was also a fashion blogger back then.
Katie has always had a style.
Yeah.
So
it has evolved. This would be a Katie outfit. What we're seeing right now.
What I'm wearing, you're right. It would be.
Yeah.
But she would add one thing that I'd be like, We could maybe do without
You're
that.
not the same, but the inspiration.
Exactly. I know I said that Scheana doesn't half-ass anything, but I do feel like she probably should have half-assed her outfit for this a little bit. It's a bit much. It's giving like Madonna.
I love it.
It's giving
so
costume,
much.
not outfit.
As I think it should be.
Fair.
She's creating this persona, a character that can't quite sing, but it doesn't fucking matter because she's a diva pop star.
And Scheana did say in the first episode, being a pop star isn't about being a good singer, it's about being a good performer.
And Scheana does perform. And somehow she gets the choreography to a place where isn't it all just hell embarrassing.
Where it's good enough.
It's fine.
I want to just be fucking for real, actually. I'm going to be fucking for real. The performance was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Cringe, bad. Everything was bad. The backup dancers were bad. But what does make it good, like I'm not like the effort was there and she really tried. It's like although I say it's bad, I think if I was there, I would be like, that was cool. Like it's cool that she did that. It wasn't great. She would get X'd on X Factor.
Oh yeah, no, she should not be signed by what we just saw there. But it was not cringe. It could have been cringe,
right.
And it wasn't that because she just owned this
You're right.
persona.
It was bad, not cringe.
And they were expecting cringe.
You could tell that she's having fun. You could tell she put all this time and energy in it. And like, you can't hate that.
Yeah.
You can't hate that.
And the song doesn't horribly suck. Now, I mean, I don't think she's live singing.
No,
she
thank
says
God.
in the most recent season that like, this is the first time that I've ever actually sung a song live.
Yeah.
Like, so that was her biggest problem. And the choreo, she doesn't really nail it either. But she doesn't suck.
No, she doesn't
She
suck.
doesn't completely fall on her face, embarrass herself.
And Stassi agrees.
And Stassi agrees and balls.
Stassi was at...
And Scheana's arms.
Yeah, so Stassi was actually quite impressed by Scheana's performance. And then I said she realizes like, wait a second. Scheana's also on this show and she's kind of significant. Let me befriend her because I need people on my side. And then she balls in Scheana's arms, balls her sweet little eyes out.
And Scheana just welcomes her with open arms.
Because Scheana, like, I actually said this is like exactly why people don't like Scheana, because she falls into that trap of like being a people pleaser. And then it goes back to that quote that people do say in reference to Scheana often, a friend to all is a friend to none. Where Stassi has been so mean to you all these episodes and now you're falling right into her trap.
Agreed. Scheana is always the one that will want, she doesn't like to see people feel bad. I mean, are we going to get roasted for this? I mean, she's a people pleaser, but Scheana just doesn't do well in uncomfortable situations. Like she wants the other person to be happy with whatever she is saying.
See, I actually think that Scheana, to her core, is a nice person.
I do too.
Like, I think like we need to take away the Scheana that we've seen the last couple seasons of Vanderpump Rules out of it. And like in this scene, I just felt like it was very pure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I do think like she doesn't like seeing people sad.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely think that it does come from a good place. Like she was being sweet.
No, she was being very nice. She didn't want her to be.
And she wasn't like taking the low road.
Because she knows what it feels like to be bullied and be left out. So she's like, I'm not going to let this happen to you. Come here. Yeah. I feel like Shay is kind of like, I don't know if I trust this bitch yet.
Right.
He's a bit off to the side. Like, this is a little sus.
Which is valid, Shay.
I do wonder if this whole mental breakdown that Stassi has is her scheming a bit.
Well, I think that's what you're implying with that whole...
Like, well...
That she realizes that she has someone else that could be in her corner.
I think it's kind of like both things, right? It's like, I think she has this mental breakdown. She's like, ooh, Scheana. But I also feel like this episode, her at the Roxy, opened Stassi's eyes to like, this girl is on the show. She is a main character on the show, and I don't have Katie and Kristen anymore. So maybe I should be nicer to Scheana.
It won't kill me to lean into this.
Right. And then it just so happened that Scheana walked outside while Stassi's crying.
Well, I mean, yeah, producers couldn't have kicked her out of there fast enough.
Right. And it was interesting to me that I felt like Scheana was extremely self-aware in this scene where she says to Stassi, I know you came here to make fun of me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's go inside. Let's watch Tina. Like, that's why you actually came. Like, it really made me sad for all the bullshit that the two of them are going to go through in these upcoming episodes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There is no such thing as a true friend in this show. Except I really think Katie and Ariana, and I think the Toms are true friends to each other, and I think Katie and Ariana, I think those are the only true friends. Everyone else has had some real bullshit, like bullshit friend fights, including Katie and Stassi.
But and in the defense of everyone else, Katie and Ariana are young friends.
Exactly.
They haven't had as much time to go through this, and they became friends later in life when they're less susceptible to bullshit that you are when you're early in life.
Sadly, the only ride or dies really have been Tom and Tom, and it was shaky there for a minute, but we just know they will never, ever not be friends. I do think they severely distance themselves now. I do not think they are like good friends anymore.
I know. I just have this feeling that they aren't really friends.
I don't think they are there. I think Tom's, and if you listen to our weekly gab, we do talk about Tom Sandoval and Victoria Lee Robinson. I think that Sandoval is so off doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Hanging with those people that like.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants
Kyle
with, you know? Yeah. And Tom Schwartz is doing appearances. Yeah. Because he's being asked, he's doing appearances with fucking Jax. They did one in Philly and New York, like while I was there.
Well, they did a fucking tour bus.
They're doing it again.
In LA.
Yeah. They're doing it. So, yeah, there is quite a separation there, but it's so, I hate to use the word enlightening, but it's enlightening to go back and just have these reminders of what it was like in the beginning and who was friends and who wasn't and all of the things that they go through.
And we're catching these characters as untainted, innocent, unfamous little dreamers.
Yeah. Dreamers is exactly what they are. And not only, it's like they do have a dream and they're just so happy to be on a reality show and they're eating it up. It's awesome. We have never spoken so profoundly about these characters.
I will also think, like, I don't know, there's so much shit that's shot here in LA. Like a lot of them said, like, I didn't think anyone would watch this.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I think a lot of them were like much more open because reality TV wasn't that big yet. So there wasn't really as much of a guidebook now, but now, you know, be careful when you go on of manipulation, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think they thought that this would never see the light of day. So they were more themselves.
Like, not to like relate this to TikTok, but like that is something that I do where I tell myself like, no one's going to watch this.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way that I can post things. Someone made a reference to how many views I got on a video and I was like, I can't think too hard into that.
Yeah.
Because if I know that people are watching, I don't know that I'll keep doing
That's what I do for this podcast. And we have such great followers, but I mean, as numbers rise, you're like, oh, should I double think this? Should I whatever? But you can't think about that.
Yeah.
If you think about that, like, you're not going to please everyone that's listening. You're just not.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that is exactly what they did. They weren't thinking about outside factors. Yeah. They were just being them. And that is what concocted such a beautiful show.
Can we go into the points?
Yeah, now we need to stop being so nice.
Yeah, now let's well, this episode actually like didn't have that many because
it didn't seem like it.
There was a lot of yelling. Laura-Leigh was a lot of it, and her longevity doesn't bode well.
Yeah,
for this.
She's not on the list.
I'm not gonna put her on here, so it's very brief. So I'll go through it. Okay, and then I'll show you something fun I did. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had a surprise for me.
Okay, let's see. I start the top. Scheana's audacity at the record label with her cheerleader friends. I gave it a 1.
It is a bit ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God, if you're going to give a 1 for every time Scheana has audacity, are you kidding? Well, let it slide this time, but you may want to reconsider.
Well, this was in front of professionals. Like, she's relating herself to Britney Spears. I mean,
you know what, we'll give it to her because she also doesn't want to sing a song all the way through.
She
and
says
that's
it's
ridiculous.
too hard to sing her own song all the way through.
She asks for auto-tune on her mic.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
fair.
The whole thing is
You're
ridiculous.
Right. You're right.
Stassi's hypocrisy, being so upset with Jax and Laura-Leigh. I gave that a 2. I don't know why. It's getting out of hand. Oh, I gave it a 2.
No, I feel you on that.
Because Stassi, it was getting out of hand because Stassi goes batshit on Laura-Leigh.
Yeah.
Like, it's way out of hand
Totally.
how she talks about it. Jax, okay. Oh, the fact that Jax is crying about Stassi to Lisa, then is dating Laura-Leigh a couple days later and bragging about their sex at work is getting out of hand. Like, what is Jax's dating life is ridiculous.
Right.
I gave it a 2. Stassi asked to be cut from work because she's with people that hate her.
She doesn't just ask, she begs Peter, and Peter is like, no.
It's the middle of a work night.
By the way, I have been loving Peter these first couple of episodes. Like, he is funny to me.
Me too.
Like, the fact that he's just so serious, and that's definitely why he didn't last. Like you could tell he truly is just working.
It's like, we can't.
He's like, we literally can't cut you. We have
a Saturday
no,
night.
like, yeah, there's like 4 tables that need a waitress. Like, he's not thinking about the camera. He's like, bitch, you need to fucking work. Anyways, sorry.
I only gave her a 1 because it's just ridiculous. It's not like crazy, but it was silly. Peter made it silly. Stassi rage texts Laura-Leigh to a level of vengeance that hasn't been seen before on planet Earth. I gave her a 3 just because they were so bad.
No, it was really bad text.
They were really
I'm with
bad.
you on that.
Stassi doesn't take accountability at the staff meeting, saying she isn't a ghetto bitch. I gave it a 2. It's a little getting out of hand saying that in the staff meeting.
Yeah.
Kristen,
saying that at all.
Saying that at all, let alone at work. Kristen goes off on Stassi at staff meeting when it didn't really involve her. I just wanted to point it out because it's so funny to me, and it's a 1. Stassi gets called out for violent metaphors. They're getting out of hand. The violent metaphors in and of themselves are getting out of hand.
Yeah, that shit would not fly today.
They're
literal threats.
They're
like, let's be real.
They're literal death threats.
Yeah. She's wishing death upon all these people, but we don't realize it because they're so well like articulated and kind of poetic in how she says it. But you are wishing death amongst your friends.
And for that, I have to give her at least a 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Scheana struggles with the choreography for her first gig. That rehearsal was hilariously ridiculous. I just gave it a 1 because it was silly, ridiculous.
Oh God, audacity and silly ridiculous. If that's gating Scheana points, she is fucked.
Then she's fucked. You know, yeah. I'm giving it to everyone.
No, I'm with you. I don't disagree.
Stina and Stassi. Scheana and Stassi would be named Stina.
I love that. Or Shassi. Shassi and Stina.
Stassi goes to Scheana's gig to listen to her song and makes fun of her at the Bugatti restaurant. I gave it a 1 because it wasn't nice.
Mean girl.
And that's all I have. Stassi 11, Jax 2, Scheana 2, Kristen 1. Now this is where it gets interesting. Totals overall. We have Stassi. She does start to get away from us again here at 57. Jax.
Wait, how much? 57?
57. Okay. Jax is still steadily in second with 44.
Okay.
Scheana still at the bottom with 12. Kristen with 24, so she's a good in between, which I think makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
she's in between.
She hasn't gotten that much screen time.
She hasn't gotten that much screen time, but when she has, it's been impactful.
That's true.
She's
the
really
fact that she has that many points, and she's barely had any camera time.
Crazy.
Yeah, fair.
Sandoval 10, Schwartz 9, Katie 11. Now, where I really went above and beyond, and I'll put this on my TikTok so you guys can have a visual representation.
Yeah, I love that you've been posting it.
And we're playing with it to see what hits. I made a couple of graphs.
Okay. Oh, is that what you have to show me?
If you can't see here, I made graphs.
Oh, they're colored.
They're color coordinated of who's getting points, which episode.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I'm going to post this. So you can see here, I have Stassi, Jax, Scheana. They all have their lines, and you can see each episode how many they get.
And literally just looking at this, episode 4 was horrible for everyone. That was last episode when they were in Vegas. The yellow line,
so bad. And then, what I think is the more telling graph.
Oh my God, a line graph. We went from a bar graph to a line graph.
A line
Is
graph.
Stassi pink? Yup. She is miles above the rest.
But you can see here just the patterns. Look, Stassi and Jax start, they're kind of running parallel, almost exactly parallel for a while.
With Kristen with a close behind.
And then she kind of starts to flatten with Jax just still going strong on that linear line. But then in this next one, Stassi again is starting to break away from Jax. So it truly is an in and out of those two, and everyone else is pretty much the exact same at this point.
Yeah. Wow. Carolyn, I've said it once, I'll say it again. You are a woman in STEM.
I'm a woman in STEM. I'm applying for grants. So
that's amazing. Give this girl a scholarship.
Thank you so much.
Damn, that is impressive. You have to post that.
I will.
All right. Well, that's our recap.
That's our recap. We are halfway through this first season of Vanderpump Rules. Can you believe that?
There's only 10 episodes?
There's only 10 episodes. That's why I did that midway check-in. Yeah.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
We definitely get more Laura-Leigh next episode. How the fuck does the next 5 episodes go?
I honestly don't remember.
Everything that I remember from the first season happened already.
Yeah. Check. I have no idea.
Well,
5 full episodes of it, though.
I guess he maybe admits the Vegas thing.
Was that this season?
I think so, because
I think that's the finale,
Yeah, because next season focuses on Jax and Kristen, which is crazy to even think about right now.
Well, we'll just have to find out, won't we?
We'll just keep going. All right. Well, as always, thank you guys so much for listening. All of your comments are so sweet and nice. And even when you correct us on some things, we're here, we're listening. Make sure to like, rate, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we're doing.
Guys, we are 190 people away from being eligible for money on YouTube.
We are so close to 1,000 YouTube subscribers.
So please, if you make up an email address, that's fine. Please subscribe. We're so close.
Right. If you only listen to us, if you're on Apple or Spotify right now, just hit the subscribe button. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. Fun fact.
You can do it per Gmail account.
Yeah.
I mean, rules don't matter.
Anyways, not to beg.
Not to beg.
But we're begging.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that looks like once we hit that 1K on YouTube. So
Oh, it'll look so nice.
maybe we'll see soon. Until then, thank you so much for listening. And as always, my name is Kate.
And my name is still Carolyn.
And this is still Girls Unscripted.
Good night.
Bye.